thingy. Alright, good enough. Let's just go ahead and burn it. Where is Cybertech? Maybe he had to take off. When you need him. What are we, 48 by 48? Good enough. Oh, let's have a look here. Hey, there we go. Try adjusting the sim delay a bit. That can sometimes unstick it. Okay. So I'll go to the part over here and put it at, what, half? Ah. Nope. Maybe I also need to put it on this. I also have 2 of the modules attached to it, Cybertech, so that may be causing some... is it fighting or something? Does it try to run the simulation once, or does it just grab one of those? I'm not sure on how that happens. But that didn't do it either. I guess what we'll do is we'll disconnect the lander. We're going to fuel it up, disconnect it, and go visit, and see if that fixes it. But thanks for the reply there. Let's see. Alright. Let me set this down to 2 again. Let's fuel up our lander and go down for a visit to Ike. And then maybe the fact that we undock and redock and that sort of stuff will fix it. Where is north? I would like to be pointing north. I just went completely the wrong way, but that's okay. There is north. Excellent. That will make our redocking easier. I always point my mothership north, up and down around the planet, because that way the orientation doesn't change relative to the nav ball, is basically what's happening. There's Duna in the background. Let us... Wow, why do I feel like I'm sideways a little bit? Let's go ahead and fuel up the lander. So I'm going to right-click over here. I've got the right-click bug. I can right-click here. Hopefully undocking and redocking does it. And we will fuel up the lander. And then go down. Actually, I don't even think we would need to fuel the lander up to go back and forth to Ike. But let's call this a check ride for our lander before we go down in the atmosphere of Duna. That right-click bug. Alright. Then I think our RCS was already fueled up all the way, because we said that our load for RCS would be 20 in each tank. So let's see how that goes. Now the lander's fueled up. We'll have Jeb go down and do the landing. Everything else is good to go, and these guys should have their monoprop. Alright, so Jeb, get on out. Lights on, let go, RCS engage, and fly around. Fly around, I fly around. There we go. Wow, that, the scene brightness, I don't need the light on. The scene brightness washes it out sometimes. Alright, going on into lander here. And grab it. And get inside. Alright, good deal. Don't forget the Kerbal. Thanks, Hag. I did not want to forget the Kerbal, you are correct. Am I in a slightly... Yeah, there's what's going on. Look at that. I'm in a slightly inclined orbit. Because of the way we came in around Ike. Huh. How could I... Where does it... I'd have to do it very roughly. And we could do it, even though the guy's in there. Let's go ahead and fix the inclination. I'm doing this one by ear. I didn't have a moon to set it to. But I'm just getting in a little bit better orbit. That's why I feel like I'm crooked, because of that inclination. Yeah, the 4.6 inclination. That's a problem. So, I'm going to need to burn anti. It looks like burning down for 7 seconds. Fixing this orbit, again, getting a nice stable equatorial orbit makes it a lot easier to rendezvous when you're coming back up. Yes, we could rendezvous with the mothership in the inclined orbit like that, but we are not doing that. We want to have a nice stable orbit. And I definitely that's the wrong word. I definitely recommend making your orbit clean before you go up and down to the planet, because a lot of the problems with doing your rendezvous can be solved just by, there's 9 seconds, can be solved just by getting a clean orbit. And we'll burn. That thing still hasn't unstuck. Oh, we also fueled the lander, so we're off kilter. We did that in the wrong order, but that's okay. How's our inclination now? 2.3. I still didn't fix it. I guessed very much wrong. Yeah, we're still a little inclined there. But we should be coming up on another node. This looks like a node right here where we could put it and fix the inclination. Is that right? 50, 48. That looks maybe a little bit too much. That looks a lot better, and then we're going to go get landed. So I just, because I had to eyeball it, I should have got Kerbal Engineer 1.0. Because I had to eyeball it there, I didn't quite get the inclination correction corrected correctly. Something like that. So let me see here. I'm watching my timer again. And there we go. Close enough. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Alright. There's that. Again, we're off kilter while I'm doing this burn. Now our inclination is 0.77. You know something? That's good enough. We're not going to spend all day correcting inclination. Especially since I'm using the older version of Flight Engineer, which does not give me the time to ascending node or descending node. So, where should we land? Now looks like a pretty good time to land. And we're just going to go ahead and land right quick. From here on out, we're kind of cake. We've already gone through building the craft, we've already gone through doing the orbital transfer, we've already gone through using the calculator and that sort of stuff. This Kerbal Space Academy was about interplanetary transfers, so we've already done that, and this is just kind of, I would hate to bring you all the way out here and then not actually land on Ike, or land on Duna, or whatever. So from here on out, the Kerbal Space Academy session is kind of good to go. Maybe we'll rewind, but let's go ahead and land on Ike just to say that we did it. And like I said, as always, I appreciate everybody hanging out while we played around with this. It's definitely cool. So I'm going to go ahead and point back north again. Like this. Let's go ahead and do a quick save. And we have already gassed up the lander. It's got everything that it needs on it. Jeb is on board driving it. Right-click bug is not going to let me decouple it, apparently. There we go. Decouple the node, switch to the lander, let's go visit Ike. So, RCS engage, puff away from it. And we're going to set this as our emergency backup RCS. Oops. There we go, like that. And let's go ahead and, while we float away, plan our descent. That's 41 seconds, that's not quite enough. There's 2 minutes. Plan our descent. We're just going to go down. That... I guess let's go for the black mottled area. There we go. 91 meters per second. A little bit more. Like that. Good to go. It gives you the nodes. It does give you those nodes. Click on the surface tab. I don't think, I'm using the older one, and I don't think that the 0.6 version gives you the nodes. Cybertech had told me that the 1.0 version does give you the nodes, or the times, I guess. I've got time to apoapse, time to periapse. Let me see. I think I looked. Yeah, longitude of AN and P of ascending node, but not the time to ascending node. And what I would need would be the time to ascending node so that I could burn up or down, basically, normal or anti-normal at the correct time. So you're probably, Bob, using the 1.0 version, which Cybertech would love you for. I am on the older version, 0.6, which Cybertech, I'm not going to say doesn't love me for, but Cybertech has recommended that I go to the new. What is going on here? Why is this thing spinning out of control? I do not know what's happening. But apparently, I've got no control authority over this craft? That was weird. I am not sure why that craft just did that. Huh. Don't know. It was like it wasn't going to let me... Hey, Christopher, what's going on? Welcome. We're getting ready to land on Ike. We've already gone through the interplanetary transfer to get out to the Duna system. And we're basically getting paid for going to the Duna system. Look at this! Huh! It says that the Delta V is still 4351. So even though we came... Let's just The other ship, look, Flight Engineer is totally crashed out right now, saying that we don't have... Wow. How about that? Let me try. He said try the sim timing. No. What if I set it way high? Up to a second or whatever? No. I think I'm going to try to go over to the space station and the tracking center and fix it. That didn't do it. So wow, even though we decoupled the ships, it's like Flight Engineer is totally hosed. It's being possessed. Fix my stages. Oh, thanks. Yeah, probably need to fix the stages on the lander. Good deal. Thanks for telling me that. There I fixed the stages, but Flight Engineer didn't do anything. Huh. Let me try to go to the tracking center and back. That's weird. It may mean that we need to restart Kerbal Space Program, which might not be bad because I probably need to take a minute break to hit their head and that sort of stuff. Let me see if I can't... maybe I'll go check it in the VAB right quick. See if it's also happening in the VAB. And I don't know, if there's something in the output log, I mean, it hasn't crashed, clearly. But if there's something I need to grab the outlook log... well, I won't have an output log if it hasn't crashed. It would have the load log, I think. Let me see if it's working in the VAB. It may just be that something with the simulation is totally hosed. It also may be that Cybertech doesn't care because I'm on the 0.6 version. Shh. Alright. Flight Engineer, do you work here? Well, that's not right. That's definitely not right. That's lame, actually. Because when I put it on this, it says that our Delta V is... Yeah, Flight Engineer is totally hosed. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break while I restart the game. I'm going to go grab me a drink and hit the head and that sort of stuff. I'll be right back. It probably won't even be 5 minutes. As soon as the game boots back up and we basically jiggle the handle on Flight Engineer, we'll keep this going again. So we'll get the landing done. We'll go do Dune as well. Then we'll come on back home. So... give me just a couple minutes. I'm just changing scenes here. I'm going to put up the Valdez will BRB thing, and then we'll be shutting this down. Actually, I can just quit it from here and say Valdez will BRB. I wonder if I could just do it from here, but I'm actually going to have the entire game reload itself just to make sure. Something we did here. Enjoy this BRB scene. And I'll be right back. Give me time to get a drink right quick. Excellent. Not even 5 minutes. And thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. I'll do a roll call when I come back. I'll also do a roll call before I leave, and then I'll see who left while I went to the bathroom. Where is the thing? Alrighty. I have returned. I also have a pizza in the oven. So in 13 minutes, I will go get my pizza. Because I need to eat. That's also why I've got one ear open over here so that I can hear the timer go off on the oven. If somebody wants to set a timer for, call it 12 minutes and help me get my pizza when it's time, I would appreciate it. I also need to get some better lighting so that I'm not just lit up by monitors because it looks really terrible. We're going back over there and seeing if restarting the game has fixed Flight Engineer. This portion of the program is brought to you by delicious Dr. Pepper. Because that's what I drink. Alright, Hag, hey, again, thanks for hanging out. If we crash the Space Hag into Duna, I'll let you know. But I do appreciate you hanging out for the session, and good times. We'll see you later. Where is the Space Hag probe? Let's go oh, no, here we go. Orbiting Ike. Because the other one's the debris, right? Nice, Christoph. Dr. Pepper is freaking delicious. Where are we at? Alright, we didn't go too far away. Now we have no Delta V. That's a good thing. This craft says we have 4823 Delta V. Yeah, we're good. Look at Duna. Duna set over there. Apparently jigging the handler. Timer set. Nice. Nice, Bob. Thanks. I appreciate it. Jiggling the handle on Flight Engineer fixed it. This is because we haven't staged these engines. Apparently I just popped the chute. So I'm not sure how that happens. That's not what we were trying to do. Oh well, whatever. Let me turn those back up. We've got 3290 Delta V. We can always redeploy that chute, I guess. I don't think there's anything I can do. Yeah. Oh well, so the chute's deployed. What can you do? We're 4 minutes past the burn. Shucks. All of that. Wow, we're way up here now. That's okay. Let's deorbit anyways. We don't need your stinking burn. Let's just do it live. So, here's this. Engines are on. I'm going to deorbit down into the modeled area. Like... Anybody know what's down there? I don't actually know what's in the modeled area. Let's shoot for that one right there. It looks kind of flat, right? Since we have the timer set, I can put my headset on correctly. I'm just going to have to watch over there. I wouldn't want to burn my party pizza. Alright, so we've done the burn. We still have 3198 meters per second. Let's do a systems check and to make sure we have solar panels out. I don't like to land when the panels are extracted, but yeah, it's okay. Check the gear. Gear are working. Check the antenna. Antenna is working. We've got our ears working. We could do some science. We could check what the temperature is for no science. And we could check what the graviolis are for no science, because we're here in sandbox mode. We could do a crew report for no science. We do an EVA report for no science. We can get back in the craft and then we could actually go and focus on landing this sucker. Let's go ahead and shut that down. Actually, I'm going to use Kerbal Engineer's surface mode. And that's prograde. Here's retrograde. These tanks are turned on. These tanks are also turned on. And I think we're good to go. So let's go ahead and do this landing right quick. Not sure what's down there in the modeled area, but we will figure it out. Wow, I'm coming up pretty fast, aren't we? Is that the modeled area I'm shooting for? Yes, it is. So let's go ahead and kill our... Start falling straight down. Bending the orbit. Come on now. Wow, where's our thrust to weight? What is our thrust to weight? A lot? That's okay, I guess. And I'm just going for a landing down there. Trying to make it so I'm falling straight down. We just have a ton of fuel in this thing, I think. Alright, we're almost going straight down and then we'll go for landing. There we go. Another awesome feature. Wow, we're going to land on a 20-degree slope. That's not cool. That's not what we want at all. Once we get closer, we will correct for that. Because we're still way high. What, 8,000 feet up? I think it's bigger than I thought. Put a node at the impact location that kills all my velocity, then start burning at half the estimated. That's actually a good idea. We can use that as an example when we do the burning thing. I'm not sure about this freaking 20% slope it says that we're going to land on. Or we're up above right now. Impact biome. There are no biomes here. And it says that right now we're over a 13-degree slope. But we're good. Could we fly to a smoother area? We'll just go ahead and see how severe 13 degrees is. Let's turn on our lights. Oh, there we go. Look at that. We can fly over the top of that hill. That's what we want to do. Oh, no. You'll never guess what timer's going off. My pizza! I'll fly over the top of this hill. And let me get it so that I am... wow, this craft is super sluggish. It's all that fuel. We have so much fuel and not a lot of RCS. Somebody did tell me that we could use more RCS. Alright, so I'm just going to fly over to that... this little kind of hill here. And then we'll land there. Not the most inspired landing we've ever done. Not the most inspired landscape I've ever been over, honestly. Let's just watch for this slope to come down. Because it looks like, wow, 25-degree slope all of a sudden? That felt like it was a much better area. But I'm looking for a good slope. It felt like it's leveled off a lot. There's 13. 15. Huh. 14. I guess we're getting up there. Tons of screenshots, nice. Oh, if I don't go right now, my pizza's gonna burn. Just a second. Wrong timer. Totally the wrong timer. We still have 5 minutes. I just don't want my pizza to burn. Even this slope doesn't seem good over here. Whatever, we're just going to put it down. Is it just not... Yeah, we're not really on the top of the hill. We're kind of on the side of the hill, I guess, is what's going on. But that's okay. Over there it looks good. Let's go over there, since we've got Delta V to burn. Yeah, thanks, Bob. That is exactly right. I heard the wrong timer, and we're just basically screwing around over here right now. Trying to put it down right in this area. Because I think we've got plenty of Delta B. What's up, fat chicks? Welcome. We're landing on Ike. Dune is somewhere. I don't see it up right now, but it's over here somewhere. There's a 6-degree slope. That's a lot better. That's what we want. I'm apparently still going up. 6 is good enough for government work. Not the most efficient landing, but again, I've got pizza that I need to worry about. There we go. What's our altitude? 400 meters? 300? There we go. Landed on Ike. And we can do science. Freeze for everyone. Yeah, yeah, something with latency or something. But there we go. Check it out. We're on Ike. Jeb can get out. He can extend his ladder, I guess. Not that landing on Ike is anything that anyone's never done before. But here we are. We're going to go ahead and plant a flag just to say that we did it. We won't use the goo here because I didn't bring a science lab. But let's go ahead and plant a flag, take a surface sample, all the things you do when you're on Ike. Let's see here. And this is Ike. Landing. Done. Surface sample. Done. EV report. Done. Back to the lander. Done. There we go. Excellent. Back inside. Now we just need to rendezvous with the ship again. So let's go do that right quick. Because we've got all of our other stuff here. In fact, I don't know, do we need to... I think we should get the gravity and stuff. We don't need to be doing any of this. Because we're just in free play mode. Where's the ship? There's the Duna Space Hag. Set as the target. We'll launch whenever it gets right around here. Let's do that. Two-minute warning. So I should go and get it right before I do this launch, shouldn't I? I should pause the game and go get the pizza out. It's good to have people looking out for you. So let's... Oop, there the real timer's off. I'm going to pause the game. Now I'm going to get my pizza. And then I'll be right back. Give me just 1 minute. Excellent. Back in action. Sorry about that. Go now, yeah. Alright, totally my fault. I apologize. I plan to take a longer break than that, but we're kind of in the middle of stuff here, so I brought the pizza over and now I have to wait for it to cool down. Let's go back to the space thing with the doing of stuff. No, I don't want to observe the materials bay. I just want to retract the ladder. And I need to burn east. Which way is east? This way is east. So let's go. Let's get that rendezvous done, see if I didn't totally just muck this up. Anyways, thanks for bearing with me while I went and got my pizza. I don't know if it's polite to eat on stream or not. Honestly, I don't care because I'm hungry and I have a pizza. How's that node? Oh, that says we're going too far down. And yeah, that's okay. We need to burn more up for rendezvous. We're gonna have to loiter a little bit, it looks like, because I took off way too early. Oh, look at that. There we go. Good enough. Same as always. We're just gonna go ahead and set a maneuver. Radial out till the apoapsis is in the middle, like that. Prograde. Fix it. And there we go. There we go. A little bit more radial. And till the apoapsis is in the middle. Same thing. And that's about how much delta V we need to spend. Good deal. Anyways. And it's going to be a 13-second burn, it looks like. And I have no clue why I popped that chute. So silly. Just let those solar panels start waggling around. Where's our blue little node thingy? There we go. Alright, in 7 minutes, that thing's going to be coming up our tailpipe. So let's fast forward and get this done. Because I still want to get to Duna. And we want to transfer back home. A 13-second burn? Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so we can start burning when it's about 7 seconds. Wow, that thing's going by fast, didn't it? We can start burning when it's about right now. And I know that I'm not burning on the node, I'm pushing my relative vector over towards the target. There we go. I'm coming up on it. Go away, node. Thank you. I just needed to know how long I was going to have to burn. There we go. Now I might hit it if I'm not careful. But we'll go for the rendezvous here. That's what 30 meters a second looks like, apparently. And we need to flip past it like this and burn off the rest of our stuff so that we can dock. Alright. Excelente. So, same thing we always do. We're going to do control from here on our docking port. We're going to do target on this guy. We're going to flippity-flip around until we are properly aligned. Again, this is the Navball docking alignment tool. I love it. Link is down in the channel description. It makes docking a snap. Roughly. There we go. So I lined up. That means that I am situated good, relevant relative to the docking port. We're going to go ahead and shut off the lights and retract these panels for coming home operations. I kind of feel like I should retract that thing too, so let's make sure that this is not... that's weird. Why are we leaning? Whatever. Let's retract this thing so it's not in our way. And are our lights on? There we go. So let's go ahead and get this guy docked right quick. Is that thing twisting? Don't you tell me that that station is twisting or something, because I'm not telling it to twist. Alright, so RCS engage, and let's go on down towards it. And same as always, I'm just trying to coast on in so that I pass that, and then I'm going to go straight down. So a straight line between my heading the target and my relative motion towards the target. Cool down the pizza a little bit. And just trying to keep that straight line in there so that I can get this thing docked. Excellent. Now we're going kind of straight towards it. That's... Did I just bounce off something? I apparently just bounced off of it. Good thing I closed that dish, because I was only looking at the I was only looking at the nav ball instead of whoopsie. That was cool. There we go. This will actually dock it for us. There we go. My bad. My bad. So anyways, we knew that when these tanks were empty, we needed to have how much? I wrote it down. Empty and 108. So let's go ahead and balance this craft back off. We're going to put 108 over here. 109, whatever. And then whatever the complement to that is, which is about that. Yeah. And then I'm going to take the rest of the fuel out of here and put it into the main tank. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side to balance the craft off. So there and here. Make this one say 108. Whatever. Make this one say whatever. Is that right? Yes, close enough. And then put the rest of the fuel into here. And that should mean our craft is balanced. If we didn't... Alright, we emptied those out, which is a little bit annoying. So let's go ahead and fill them back up. And then turn them off. Just use them as emergency reserve fuel. Because it's a lot easier to have the tanks that you fill up instead of the... little tiny tanks. Like, you'd rather have one big tank to fill instead of 10 tiny tanks. So I'm going to go ahead and turn these guys off, and we'll just use them as emergency reserve fuel. So that was 1. This is 2. That's going to be, what, 40 units of fuel difference? Pardon me while I eat delicious pizza. And don't act like you never played a video game and eaten a pizza before. That tank is full. Alright. And it was turned off, then we need to do the same with this one. And again, this is just so our craft flies true and to give me time to eat pizza. Alright, in the future, what we're going to need to do is split this Kerbal Space Academy thing up into 2 sessions. One building the rocket, because we spent almost 2 hours building the rocket. And then 1 session for planning the nodes and actually executing the burns. Plus, we don't need to be landing on Ike. This is just kind of candy since we're over here. So, anyways. One more fuel tank. I assume this is rude of me to be doing, but I'm totally hungry. Alright. Then when that tank is tanked up, we know that our craft is balanced because we've got 108 over here. These big tanks are empty, and it assumed that those tanks were full. Then we're balanced again so that we can fly over to Duna. It also looks like we're going to be coming up on our transfer window to get over to Duna pretty quickly. So let's do that. We need to turn these engines off. Excellent. We need to get Jeb back up to his main section. Not really. He could totally control it from there, but whatever. There we go. Get him back inside, and let's go on down to Duna. That 4361. That's not the number that it was stuck at last time, is it? So, normal deorbiting from a moon to another body. We put a node here on the backside. We burn. That's way too much. Apparently it doesn't take very much to escape. Let's go till we're just barely escaping. Like that. And that will give us a... Wow, look at that. Altitude height on Duna, does anyone know? I assume that it's above 38. We could go check the wiki right quick, I guess. Let me put it... Let's just go a little bit more. That's 27, so let's go a little bit less. And that doesn't even break the orbit. 190. Let's click it. And we'll just set it at 100. Because that's a nice safe number. Until somebody can chime in with what the altitude height on Duna is. That's a super dirty burn. We really want to eject straight retrograde. So we can accomplish the same thing by... What is that? 416? It was fine the way it was. We got delta V. What is it now? 107? Good enough, good enough. Jeez, that's really sensitive. There we go, 104. Close enough. We can always clean it up later. So, this burn is in 3 minutes, that's 104. Let's go ahead and... Not sure how long the burn is going to take because it continues to forget how long the burns are going to take. But I'm going to guess that it's going to take us 20 seconds on either side. I'm just totally guessing. So we'll burn at T-minus 20, like that. Look at that, it was almost a 40-second burn. I'll take it. Hey, thanks, Bob. 41,446 altitude, so we'll orbit at like 60 or something. Thanks for looking that up for me. So just doing our escape burn here so we can go from Duna on down to... Wait, from Ike on down to Duna is what I meant to say. There we go. What's our resulting altitude? 100. We'll correct that whenever we when we come back over here. It looks like we're going to be coming over this side of the Apoapse. So let's just go ahead and fast forward. And totally going to fast forward past this and see what happens. Oh no, look at that. We're on the... There we go. So the periapse is 100. If we burn retrograde, we can make that lower. So I can drop it down to, what did I say, 60? Yeah, 41, 46. Yeah, so we'll set it to 60. It's just nuts how Ike is almost the size of Duna. I mean, if this was a dense moon, this would be almost like a binary system. Not a moon, but two things orbiting around each other. Alright, so let's just go ahead and lower this down to 50. $60, I meant, not 50. And then we'll set up so that we can do a burn to go circular. Nope, periapse. Bring it down to 60. Click so it sticks. I don't want both of them to stick. And then we're going to be able to get it down to 60. Jeez, it's a long ways. 60, 57, and 60. Good deal. So now all we need to do is execute that burn and figure out where the little blue thingy is while I eat more pizza. And that's in 2 hours. Where's Duna? There's Duna. Hello, Duna. So I'm going to time warp slightly so that I can eat also. I think it's better if I lean off the mic whenever I take a bite. Right? Lean off the camera, I mean. That's too slow. I have to be very careful not to get pizza on my boom mic. Because I wouldn't. I have many years of training in not getting this microphone dirty. do a roll call to see who's still here while I eat pizza. Aren't you jealous? And thanks again for everybody hanging out. That Kerbal Space Academy session was a little bit longer. I think in the future we're going to cut it in two. One where we're building the craft, one where we're planning and executing the maneuvers. Lesson learned, like I said, this is the first time I've done this, and I am totally going as I know. So, Adel Alfim, Ashendray, hey, there we go, I recognize everybody there, Chainsaw Face. Harry Bucket, you're new, welcome. Bob, still here. Canine Officer, still here. Christoph, still here. Lilu, called you out earlier. Luis has been very quiet lately. Natakoa, I've never seen you say anything, I don't think, Natakoa. Reaper, still here. Soul Wager, hanging out. Walshy, welcome. I think you said something up the channel a bit. And Zaub, 13. Thanks for hanging out, Kerbal Space Academy. Make sure I don't go past this node, but I'm totally still eating because I've been streaming. So I think what we'll do is we'll run down there, we'll land on Duna. Then we'll do our transfer back home. Present! Nice. I need to fix this lighting. I hate looking at the screen. Oh, nice. Good deal, Harry Bucket. Thanks for responding. I mean, I'm sitting here streaming and eating pizza, which I think is, I guess, kind of rude, but whatever. I'm hungry. I'm also drinking delicious Dr. Pepper. Minute 51, so we'll just burn it about a minute, and we're almost there. Could have aero braked. Not going to worry about it. Because we have Delta V out the wazoo. There we go. And we're just going to circularize this orbit. We still have 4,000 meters per second of Delta V, which is a lot. Oh, good deal. Yeah, MechJeb. MechJeb does a lot of stuff for you. I mean, it's a really cool mod. It does kind of hinder your ability to make decisions on the fly. So I do this a lot. The Kerbal Space Academy streams. I definitely don't mind answering any questions you have. So we do things on getting to orbit, going to the moon. This one's interplanetary transfers, which is the first time I've actually done this specific topic. But yeah, we do this quite often. So hopefully it helps you out. Hopefully I don't forget to do my burn because I'm talking. No, that was fine. That worked out fine. The burn to escape from Ike was not very much. It was like a $1.80 or something, I think. And it wasn't the cleanest burn in the world. I just kind of set it up roughly. But I think it was a $1.80 or a buck less. Nice, land in bed. Yeah, I know. I don't know what's up with that chute. I don't think there's going to be anything I can do with it. I can't redeploy it. So we're just going to have to... we're just going to have to see what happens with it. I mean, it's just going to deploy. We could set the min pressure really high, I guess. As long as, I'm not sure what the pressure is on Duna. Like, as you go through the atmosphere, the pressure will increase. And we could keep it from deploying. I'm not really too worried about it, because we know we're going to have to do a powered landing anyways. So we will see. It's just there to help us out a little bit, and to prove that you won't just land on Duna with only chutes, basically. Let me finish this burn and I'll read what you just said over there, Soul. Because I haven't been writing all that stuff down. But let me finish this burn. It's so boring. I need to put the camera down there, or I need to move the nav ball up here, so at least when I'm doing that, it looks like I'm looking at the camera. 3, 2, 1, there we go. Circed. Close enough. 69.58. I'll take it. Direct transfer was a 457 burn. Wondering how it compared to an aero braking transfer to Ike. Yeah, we didn't do the aero braking, so I don't know how that works out. Because we've just been using the Delta V on this thing to push us around. That sounds like another session we could do aero braking. I mean, I think it probably makes sense to have enough different topics or enough different sessions to only repeat it twice a month. So don't have a moon session every week, but have a moon session every other week. Because if you're streaming once a night, that gives you 14 streams every 2 weeks, and I'm pretty sure you can come up with 14 different topics. I mean, we've got 2 just for building interplanetary transfers, landing, aero braking, going to the moon, going to orbit, space planes. I think farming science was one. I think there's a lot of different things. That's already up to what, 8? Huh. I can flip my webcam horizontally to get the right eye line. What does that mean? Groovy Mule? I just dug this thing out of a box. I may not be able to flip it anywhere. It's so freaking old. You mean so that I can trim it that way anyways. I can manually input the resolution and it'll just software cut it so that it looks like a portrait instead of a landscape like it is right now. I know that I can do that. It's an option in OBS. Oh, okay. So what you're saying is it might make more sense if this was in portrait mode instead of landscape mode? Vertical video is a sin. Yeah, but overall, it's the entire screen. That's just a small, like, look at these guys. I wish I could make myself the same height as the Kerbal and just next to the Kerbal, but then I'd be really teeny tiny, I think. I'm going to look into putting one of those single color screen or whatever behind me. You know? Anyways, what was I doing? Landing on Duna. We're on the day side right now. Why don't we go ahead and land? Anybody know where we should land on Duna? Just wherever? There's a big ridge. Let's just land anywhere. I'm not really worried about it. This was about getting to Duna, not landing on Duna. So let's fuel up our stuff again. Vertical videos a sin. I mean, my biggest thing is I don't want it to be as washed out. You know, it's really kind of washed out looking because I've got computer monitor lighting me from here and I've got the room light behind me. I mean, I need a... You'd have to make terrified faces. That wasn't terrified. That was like I'm missing a chromosome or something. I want to watch myself down in the bottom of the ridge. I think the ridge is almost in the day or the nighttime side though. Is that tank fueled up? Yeah. Let's fuel up this tank next. I'd get very hot. Well, I'm hoping I can just do something to bounce off because I'm aiming at a corner right now, right? And I'm hoping I can just throw a strong light on the corner that'll reflect back off and kind of give a softer lighting. I mean, I know I could do that. Right now I have a desk lamp over here, 2 monitors lighting me up, and then the room light, and it just doesn't quite look right. Plus, I was kind of going to put the camera over here instead of up here. It seems high, and I feel like I look like I'm looking down all the time because the nav ball's at the very bottom of the screen. Anyways, whatever. Is the lander all fueled up? No, it's not. Let's not fly it that way. Let's fly it this way. And what did we say it was to go down to Duna? Going down to Duna was less than 1380. So we will have to see. We don't have a lot of room to... It also gets harder to see the monitor. Yeah, you're right. That makes sense. I mean, I almost want to turn the light off behind me, because then the rest of the room will be kind of dark behind me, look more like space, but, you know, whatever. How we doing? We're good. The lander's tanked. Jeb. Should we have Jeb fly down, or should we have somebody else? Maybe send Bill down? Bob down? Let's go ahead and send old Bob down there. Since we just take him along for the ride, then don't let him do anything. That's so very Kerbal-y of us. Whoa, he apparently can't even fly his RCS pack. I think I need chase cam. There we go. Ah! There we go. You can get it upside down. Excellent. Now the lander's tanked up. I'm going to go ahead and F5. You'll fly it? Wait, did I put... Yeah, I put Bob in. Okay, Bob, you'll fly it. There you go. Let me point north for ease of rendezvousing. Excellent. And we will go ahead and, I think when I come back, I'm going to dock straight with these fuel tanks on the side, because remember, we're going to leave this thing here. So that's north. We've got that tucked in. Now I can F5. How are we doing on Delta V? 36? Yeah, we've got plenty of Delta V. That's nothing to worry about. So let's go ahead and eat more delicious pizza and then disconnect. I don't even care if it's a sin, I'm hungry. Vertical video and eating on stream? I don't care. So we'll get off the station. Did I refill the RCS? I did not. I have plenty though, I barely used any RCS. In fact, I don't even need to take that much. Man, that's fine. So, let's go ahead and while we're doing this, plan our deorbit. This looks like kind of a flat area. I think if we burn like right now. Let's see here. Let's just spend... That's a lot of Delta V that we're wasting. Is there another flat area over here? Yeah. Let's land like over here. See how that goes. 97. I'd rather spend 97 Delta V to do my deorbit instead of... Wow. The sun's going down right there. Let's just go and land. 16 seconds. Where's the node? RCS. It's going to be retrograde. Eating vertical video is a sin. No, they cancel out. They totally cancel out. Alright. Ooh, my engines are turned off. Dang it. Goodbye. And we will go ahead and do this number. Stop. Cool. Going to Duna. Who knows when that freaking chute's going to deploy, right? I have no clue what's going to happen with the chute. I don't know. I mean, it didn't look like the engines were staged, but they were like staged but not active or something. Then we're going to play with the pressure, but I don't know what the pressure gradient is. Min pressure 0.24. That may make them never activate. What if I put the min pressure as 0.2? Anybody want to look on the wiki and see? Actually, while I deorbit, I can look on the wiki. I can totally go to Kerbal Space KSP wiki and look up Duna's stats, and I should be able to see the pressure gradient as we go down. Duna's stats. That's velocity. That's the warp. Altitude specific impulse. Not seeing a chart. Temperature, certain, no, those are the multiplier. Atmospheric pressure, atmospheric pressure. 0.2 atmospheres at sea level. 20 kilopascals. So what is that even? Min pressure. What would 0.2 be? Min pressure. Is that atmospheres? So if we do like 0.1 atmosphere, I don't know the units for min pressure. I've never actually used it before. Does anybody know what the units there are? Cut it before I try to land? Yeah, that probably makes sense. Let's just go ahead and oh, how are we doing on electric charge? We're good. We can go through a re-entry like that. So let's go ahead and time warp on down till we bite into the atmosphere. It's atmosphere? So it's okay, it's atmosphere, so I'm telling it to deploy at 0.1 atmospheres and it's 0.2 at sea level. Cool. Oh, lost our time warp. Thanks, Bob. All my manners just out the window. Don't tell my mom. Wow, that atmosphere is so thin. It's not gonna. Yeah, the antenna's not gonna rip off, is it? Okay, I'll do that. I'll take it. Like 2,000 and pressure all the way down, so it deploys as soon as possible. Okay. Because I don't think that we're gonna get. Look at that atmosphere, though. That looks cool. It's dusty looking. This is the better atmospheres mod kicking in, I guess. Continuing on our merry. Wow. We're only 4,000 meters above the surface. Look at that. Cool. Well, that was easy. Gear. Lights. Lights on? Yeah, lights are on. We're landing like in a dust storm. Not unless I have remote tech. Not what unless I have remote tech. There we go. I was reading the chat instead of paying attention. But wow, we have a serious dust problem going on here on Duna. Luckily we landed on the lee of this huge dune here. So let's hope that the sand doesn't abrade our solar panels and cause them to be ineffective, lose their efficiency. Hopefully the sun, yeah, there we go. The sand will be abrading the underside of the solar panels. Oh, unless I have remote tech. Alright, thanks for clearing that up. Excellent. So we're landed on Duna. Bob Herman is in fast forward, apparently. He almost flipped the lander over. Oh, wow, I'm still time warping. No wonder it was so hard to land. I was in physics time warp when I landed just now. 2x speed, that's what happened. Oh, brother. What can you do, right? That would be cool. Like, blow you away. If you land kind of into the dust storm, it gives you extra braking capabilities. Anyways, it's not that nobody's ever landed on Duna before. But now we're here. This is our Duna landing. There are many others like it, but this one is ours. Let's get up in the pod and do some science right quick, then do the rendezvous back with the ship. Oh, I apparently already have that stuff. Take data. That was interesting that the tweakable changed. Take data. We wouldn't have had that yet. Oh, there's no data in those, that's right. Let's get back in board. Log seismic data, nobody cares. Log atmospheric data. That's great. What's the pressure? Let's toggle display. 0.0661. Wow. That's not very much. We can do a crew report. Oops, nope, we can transmit a crew report. Crew report in space near Ike. Transmit. So anyways, we made it all the way out here. And from here on out, we're just kind of finishing the mission. Now I can do a crew report. And I can do the Science Junior. Excellent. A challenge to do it on Tier 1 tech. I'd have to go look at what Tier 1 was. You don't mean just the first node you get. Certainly your Tier 0 is the first node and Tier 1 is the first node past the beginning, I hope. Let's see here. What else do we need to do? Repack the chute. Just in case. There we go. Get back inside. Excellent. Anything else to do while we're here? Herein lies the rub with Kerbal Space Program. We've landed on Duna, we came all this way, and there's nothing else to do. Yeah. do an IVA. Oh, look at that. Sweet. Let's go ahead and get on back up. We've done just about everything we need to do. That's already our target. We'll let it rotate around. Look at the atmosphere. And I think that we'll burn right here because Duna's atmosphere is so thin. Let's go. Wow, we used almost no fuel. Look at that. We used almost no delta V with that landing. That was pretty cool. Let's see how much delta V we take to get back up. We had 2.5, I think. Like 2.6. Let's just call it 2.6. There we go. Kick it in the rear. And see if we can't get this rendezvous done. Hey, Eshindre. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you liked it. I know it was a little bit disorganized. This is the first time I've done the Interplanetary Kerbal Space Academy, so I know it took a little bit longer. But I'm doing it and I'm going to get better. And in the future, it should be a lot more concise and that sort of stuff. But I'm glad you had fun. I hope you learned some stuff. Thanks for hanging out. Without gimbaled engines. You had to find a way to take off horizontally. Nice. Wait, that's gonna make it worse. That's gonna make it better. So let's see where that node's gonna hit us. How close are we going to be when we get up there? Oh wow, we're getting up there way too soon. So we're going to need to loiter by going high. Like that. And now we just loiter, let it catch up, and there's our intersect. 1.2 kilometers. So same thing we always do, we're going to go ahead and plan our node, radial out till apoapse is in the node, prograde till we go, radial some more, till we retrieve the apoapse again, prograde some more prograde, radial. Good enough for government work. And, oh, our ladder. Yeah, well, who cares? Retract ladder. What is it, a 36-second burn? Look how much delta V we had left. I mean, this thing was so overbuilt, we didn't go into the emergency reserves, we didn't go into anything. This, I would feel very confident for somebody who's new landing to be able to land with this thing. So, I mean, I did it with 2x time acceleration. So if you can't do it normally, you'll have to come for more Kerbal Space Academies. Anyways, 36 seconds, 15 seconds plus 3, 18 seconds. 19 seconds, T-minus, is when we start to burn. So let's see here. Can't warp faster. Nice. And stop. 19-second burn. Go. Let's find our target. There it is, coming up our tailpipe. Definitely coming up our tailpipe. We got good thrust to weight though. Look at that thrust to weight. Not gonna complain about that at all. And here we have another successful rendezvous, hopefully. Oh, we're coming around the wrong side, it looks like. Let's get rid of that node, too cluttery. There we go, closing at 16 meters per second. Thanks, Kerbal Engineer. Actually, I'm going to see how much, how far we overbuilt this thing. So I'm going to hit it. Gosh, look at this. And I need to rotate. There we go. And I want to come in on the left-hand side of it. Oops, wrong rotation. I want to come in on the left-hand side of it, which is where we're going right now. so that I can dock with those fuel tanks. Because again, we're going to leave this little lander in Duna orbit. What is that? 1.7 meters per second. That's lame. Let's go. Let's get there faster. And now we can slow it on down, boss. Slowing it down, boss. Anybody have any preferences on what orbit we should leave our lander in? There we go. Set his target. And set his target. Or sorry, control from here. RCS. Flip around. Try not to rip off any solar panels or anything. Looks like this one we're going to orient this way. Excellent. Straighten it up. Again, I love this nav ball docking indicator. It's freaking awesome. Awesome. And we'll just RCS over to it. And see what we got going on here. Maybe we can go without actually crashing into the station this time. Like we did last time. That was a test, just to make sure the station was constructed up to code. I guess a big question is how much delta V we're going to leave here. Because I don't want to leave this thing totally dead in the water. I think I'm going to fill it up with RCS. Doesn't make any sense to carry RCS home. But I'm not sure beyond that how much fuel we should leave. Because the more fuel I leave, the less delta V we'll have. Which is okay. Interesting. Eek! There we go. These little side docking ports are always a gas. Because we're not really coming into a clean part of the station. We're docking on the side of it like this, kind of a carrier style sort of deal. But I think that's pretty darn good right there. So what we're going to do, we're going to fill up all the RCS and then determine how much fuel we're going to leave here. So maybe what we'll do is empty out these things and just fill up the central core and put the rest on the probe here. We shall see. Let's take the RCS. We didn't need nearly as much RCS as we brought. We brought way too much RCS. I almost wish we had put the RCS on this so we didn't have to carry it home. Or that we could vent it into space or something. Because we don't need to carry this RCS home. Especially since we brought it all the way out here to Duna. So, Pizza is so cold now. And we'll top off the pod. Wow, that was a lot. Point back north again. Oh, look at that. Interesting. There is something we didn't account for. Those engines are we need to turn sideways, so basically we're going to have to undock, turn this thing, and then dock again. Because the way we've docked right now, we can't use the engines, the main engines. That shouldn't be a big deal, though. That should actually be pretty easy to do. Anything else? We got our science. Bob is over here in the lander. Bob, thanks for flying. Well done. Excellent 2x time acceleration landing. It's like you took amphetamines or something before doing a landing and you're like, ah, let's land. Well, let's have Bob go grab the science experiments here. Can you reach it from here? No, you almost, there we go. Collect data. Excellent. And let go and, oh, he can't get out of here yet. He needs to undock. There we go. Get inside. Save it. How much fuel? That's what we're going to do. How much fuel are we going to transfer? So let's fill this tank back up. Step 1. Wow. There may not be any fuel left after we fill the main tank back up. Look at that. So how much fuel do we have in these tanks? 62. 62. Huh. Maybe what we need to do is just fill up the tanks once, which we know is enough to get us down to Duna and back for sure with extra. So if we ever need to do a rescue over here, this little pod is set up to do a rescue. And then we will go from there. Interesting. Well, now I have the hiccups. That's great for streaming, isn't it? Everybody who's kind of hung out here through the end of this, I know we've been doing a whole heck of a lot of stuff. Took a little bit longer than I expected, but I do appreciate everybody hanging out. Let's try this. I'm actually going to fill these up too, just because, and we're going to see how much Delta V our big ship has. Because there's no reason to return the fuel back to Kerbal if we don't need it. And I have a feeling we're going to have both really good thrust to weight and plenty of Delta V to do our Kerbal return if we just empty out that fuel. So maybe that's what we're going to do, and we'll just leave all this extra fuel here in orbit. If we had thought about it, we really should have put the RCS on this as well. Not only would that have helped us with our balance, but we don't need to be carrying that RCS back. We just didn't barely use any RCS. But that's okay, that is what it is. You're here for the door prizes? What? Am I giving out door prizes? I did think that would be cool. If we could get some sort of sponsor to, I don't know if Squad would do it, but some sort of sponsor that would give away a copy of Kerbal Space Program, maybe once a week or something like that. And then of course people that, yeah, it shouldn't be very much Delta V at all to get back to Kerbal, especially with the inbound aero braking. It's just what the transfer is. But I'm actually going to go ahead and I'll do a quick save here. And now that we've moved all this fuel up, I think we are all tanked up. Yeah, this little lander is all tanked up with everything that it can possibly carry. The monoprop's all tanked. These things, we brought so much, way too much monoprop, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and quick save and disconnect the little lander and see what we get. Decouple node. We're going to have to puff away, and remember, we didn't... Oh, we're good, though. See how the craft kind of leans? But we're good. I'm not worried about it. And what I need to do is turn so that if we ever need to, we can use the engines. So to do that, I'm just going to undock. SAS, RCS, puff away from it. You got to get a certain distance away before they'll let you redock. So I need to get, I think it's a couple meters, like that. Then I need to turn 90 degrees, like that, roughly. And then I need to redock, which should be easy. Looks like we came off a little bit. We'll just do it live. There we go. So now we're good to go. That is pretty close. We can use these main engines if we need to. We are totally tanked up. We're using monopropellant. That's okay. We're totally tanked up. We have 1300 Delta V, but that's only because these tanks aren't feeding into here. So we have a ton of Delta V. I mean, we could go up and down to Duna a few times with this little guy. And make sure Bob has collected all the experiments. Make sure we're in a good orbit. Are we in a good orbit? What's our orbit? Oh, we can just look at Kerbal Engineer. 62 by 59. That's fine. We can deal with that. EVA Bob. He did get all the experiments, didn't he? Yep. Oh, there we go. There's a seismic accelerator. And there's the pressure barometer. And there's the experiments. Excellent. So now when we click on the hatch, yep, there's no experiments. Let's let go. And puff over to the ship for our return home. Oof. Awesome. So now we've decoupled. We've got 2,900 meters per second of Delta V, which should be more than enough to return to Kerbal. A lot of that is just because of this stupid RCS that we're carrying. We're carrying a significant portion of our RCS back with us. But we are ready to begin our plan for the trip home. Wow, it looks like we barely have any fuel, but that's fine. It's just all that monoprop that we're carrying. Let's go ahead and see if we can't plan the trip home. So it's the same sort of deal, right? Oops, let's go do that. The same rules apply. Now Kerbin is well ahead of us. What we could do is plan a node. Oh, look at that. I wonder if we could grab that when it comes back around. What we can do is, let's do two things. Let's try to plan a node right now and see if we can get a Kerbin intercept. We haven't tried to see if this is the right transfer window or not. So who knows how much delta V this is going to cost. We need to go down. We may not even be able to get an intercept. So to go down, I'm going to go to Duna's prograde direction, add maneuver, burn till we get an escape, and then let's just barely get an escape. So there's an escape. And let's see if we can't get that thing. Oh, that's actually not too bad already. It's a little bit more efficient if we pull it around. This is one thing I wish it was a little easier to do. It's so hard to move that node around. I know I could use precise node. There we go. That looks pretty good. Relative to Duna's orbit, that's almost straight back, so I'll take it. So let's see what we can do to get a... Oops, not from there. See if we can't get an intercept with Kerbin, and we're just going to see how much delta V that's going to cost us. Oh, let me control the node. That's what I want to do. There we go. And we need to put more delta V on it. And we need to eject straight backwards. We just got to keep tweaking this, but we want to eject straight backwards. Alright, not there yet. More delta V. Wow. Change it so that we're straight back again. Now we're well inside Kerbin's orbit, but look at that. Kerbin is so far away from us. We would be coming through that orbit there, and Kerbin would be very far in front of us. That's because Kerbin's already ahead of us. I'm just going to play with this, see if there's anything that we can do to get an encounter, and we're gonna take a note of how much delta V that is. Look at this. More delta V. Oh, that's pretty darn close right there. 1700 delta V. Hey Christoph, thanks for hanging out. Hope you learned some stuff. So that's pretty darn close to an encounter. Let's have a look and see if we can't shape it up. Nope, not that way. There we go. There's a Kerbin encounter. We would get there in how many days? Look at this wacky. This is not a Hohmann transfer. That is not how you do a Hohmann transfer. This is a high delta V. It's going to cost us a whole heck of a lot. And it's going to be in 269 days. Interesting. I'm going to write that down. So I could get there, but it would cost me 1750 delta V in 269 days. Right? Right. Now, Sol, do you think we could get a better encounter here? See, I've gone all the way around. Do you think we could pick it up somewhere over here if we went fast enough? Have a look at that and see if you think that this is the lowest delta V encounter we could get. I kind of feel like if we hit it at the periapse or something, we could tweak this a lot and try to get a better encounter. In fact, while you have a look at that, I'm going to play with it. So let's see here. I think, can I do this? Can I put my periapse? No, because removing delta V means we're going to get there slower, and that just gives Kerbin more time to get away from us. So that's not going to help us. I wonder if we could put so much delta V into it that we could go straight to it. No, see, that brings us past us. Let's change our ejection angle. Let's see if we can't eject ourselves from Duna like in this direction and see how we can play around with that. That makes us miss by quite a bit. So let's... Wow, removing delta V doesn't do anything. Adding delta V... Nope, we're already up to 2300. Pick it up on the way down. Probably around the middle of Duna's night. Alright, let's have a look at that. So, like this, we'll put the burn back here and play with it. And we'll take a lot of delta V out. And let's see where we go with that. That's still bringing us out. That doesn't escape us. It doesn't look like there's a way for us to escape in that direction. Yeah, we'd have to be, in order to eject ourselves retrograde, we'd have to be burning somewhere over here. Yeah, and that is not going to do it to us. Burning radial is just going to be the same as, there we go. Yeah. That's going to be 269 days. Not midnight. Or probably, never mind, not midnight. Yeah, let me know over there if you want me to try something else. While you do that, I'm going to hop over to the transfer calculator. Like this. Excellent. So we're just going to do the same thing we did earlier in reverse. We're going to do... We're on Duna in a 60-kilometer orbit, and we want to go to Kerbal and end up in 100 or whatever. We'll actually do a aero capture. And today is what, day 260 something? I think it's like 260 something. So let's have a look. Oops, year 260. Day 260. Plot it. Talk to me, Goose. Tell me about getting home. So it thinks that for 650 meters per second of delta V in day, what is this? Here's the most efficient thing. So year 3, day 241, we could spend 644 meters per second of delta V and get back to Kerbal in 264 days. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Radio burns are just less efficient. Programmed burns made at a different time. You're exactly right. So 644 is the cheapest. But look at this. We're in some blue area right now. What is this? What is this? What is this telling us? We should be able to get home for 880. 302 day time of flight, but 880 meters per second right now. 127 to retrograde on day 276. Let me write this stuff down. Day 276, flight time 300 days, and 127 to retrograde. 127 to retrograde with 831 meters per second. 831 meters per second. Let's go set that up and see if that can't get us home. That may be interesting. So, what did it say? Day 276, and today is year 2, day 73. Oh. Oops. I totally flubbed that. I put the wrong numbers into the calculator. Today is year 2, day 73. So we cannot get that. That's what's going on there. We needed to say year 2, day 73. I put the time that we burned from Kerbal into the calculator, not the time that we arrived at Duna. Let's see what this says. Yeah, this is telling us it's a lot dirtier. Here's the burn that I found. Here's that 1700 meters per second, and that's just about as good as we're gonna get. Looks like if we tweaked it, we could get to 1689, but that's just about as good as we're gonna get. Because what is that, a 282 day flight? Yeah, I did it in 269 days. So this is about the burn we had set up right here. In order to get the most efficient burn, 650 meters per second. Yeah, but the problem is that I had the wrong time set. This calculated it correctly, but I put the wrong earliest burn. So that's the problem with that. That was no insertion burn, aero capture or flyby. So that's good. And do we want to wait? We'll just go ahead and wait. So this tells us that our departure is going to be year 3, day 240. So year 3, 240, with a 121 to retrograde, 121 retrograde, and 6:44. 6:44. So let's do that. Actually, let's do this. Why won't it? Come on, pop up for me. I need to know. I need you to say. There we go. UTC. That's what I need. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 7, 6 seconds. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 7, 6 seconds. 121 to retrograde. We don't need to worry about that. Ejection inclination, -2. We don't have to worry about that. Let's break this down. And here we're actually going to use precise node. So prograde, 642.1. Normal, -53.4. And that's what the resultant heading should be. That's pro, that's normal. How does this window compare to alarm clock? Do you mean when does the next transfer window open in alarm clock? This says that it's supposed to be year 3, day 240. So yeah, there we go, 3240. Let's go check what alarm clock says. Good question. Back to KSP. And let's go to alarm clock and tell it to add a transfer window from Duna to Kerbal. Time to transfer 1 year, 48 days, 1 hour. Date, year 3, day 221. And I've got year 3, day 240. So not exactly the same. The phase angle's the same. We could change the calculation, but it's basically telling me... Wait. Yeah, okay, that is correct. It's telling me that the window's going to open at year 3, day 221, and it's telling me year 3, day 240. Again, that's probably the beginning of the transfer window, so the entire blue part of the pork chop plot, it's pretty darn close. So that's probably what's going on there. We're picking a date in the middle of the most efficient burn, and alarm clock is telling us when the window begins to open. I would guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty darn close. So let's go ahead and not add that. Close alarm clock. We're going to set up a freaking awesome node here. Cheat style. We're going to go here. We're going to say add maneuver anywhere. But what we're going to do is tell it the UTC needs to be what I wrote down. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 7, 6. The prograde needs to be 642.1. The normal needs to be -53 actually, 53.4, without a 0 in the beginning of it, I think. And radial, it didn't give me a radial. Perhaps this is going to tell us that just typing this in got an encounter with Kerbal. Did it? It did not. In fact, that doesn't look anywhere close. What did I flub? Did I not type something incorrectly? Was it negative on the prograde? Nope. That makes us land on Duna. That's definitely not going to work. -54. Ejection inclination. I totally flubbed something up there. Did I type the UTC wrong? 23, 23, 56, 56, 7976, 7976 seconds. Hey, what's up, GP34? We're trying to get home from Duna. I have definitely flubbed something up there. And I'm not sure why. Time, 10 minutes. Oh, that's the Duna periapsis. What is the time to the node? 1 year, 166 days. The time looks wrong? Okay, 1 year, 166 days. Let me go look at the calculator again. 642.1. What is the UTC here? UTC. 23567976. 23567976. Huh. Phase angle, 121 retrograde. Inclination, 642, yeah, I got it. -54.3, got that. Huh. It must be the time that's totally wrong. Let me see if there's something else I can put on the time. UT. No, that's how many seconds? 2-3. Hey, what's up? Submitted denied. Welcome back. Time looks wrong by half an orbit. Interesting. I wonder if it's just because our orbit's not our orbit is not precise enough because we're not in a 60-kilometer orbit. Maybe that's what it is. We need to be in a good 60-kilometer orbit, and we're not really in a 60-kilometer orbit because that would drastically change where we are. We can do that. Let's go over to Kerbal Space Program. Let's take down our orbital information. What would it ask for? Let me look here. There's the semi-major axis, the eccentricity. Wow, all sorts of stuff. There we go. Yeah, it is. It is. You're exactly right. It's kicking it up instead of down. It's something about my orbit not being exactly right. Well, all we have to do is drag it around, right? Why don't we just... I have a feeling if we touch it, we're going to totally screw it up. Because if I do this... Yeah, it changes it to right now instead of later. Oops. I mean, it looked pretty much right. It was kind of sending us back. Let's just go ahead and time warp forward. What did it say it was? Year what? Year 3, day 240. Let's just go ahead and time warp forward to year 2, day 239 or something like that. It's honestly, instead of typing it in directly, it's honestly easier to play it by ear like we were doing earlier. Let's see here. We'll send it 5 minutes ahead of that. And we want it to be a raw time. Year 3, day 240. Nobody cares about the hours, minutes, and seconds. We won't worry about that. So I'll just go ahead and add that alarm. That's in 3 years. No details. Date year 2. Why does it say year 3? What did I just screw up again? Anyways, we're well past what we were doing for Kerbal Space Academy here, apparently. That's a maneuver. Oh, I didn't open it up. I just... Time to event. 3 years. That's not what we want at all. Where's my little edit thingy? Add alarm. Year 2. And we wanted it to be a raw time alarm. Oh, that's what I messed up. Year 3. I did adding that much. Day 240. There we go. 0 hours, 0 minutes, 0 seconds. That's fine. There we go. That's what I screwed up. Like I said, I totally just flubbed that. Anyways, that's 1 year, 166 days. We'll go ahead and do that. From a different place. Like the Space Center. Did my phone just beep? There we go, yeah. So let's fast forward it from here. And there's our alarm clock, so let's just go as fast as we can. Let Kerbal go racing around. It's almost like that's 100,000 time warps and it still seems slow. Because we still have an entire year to go by. But that's all good. Whatever. Excellent. I almost wish there was one more level of time warp. Because this seems like it's a little slow. Look at this, it's almost time for a... that thing made it back down to Kerbal's orbit. Just letting the time go by. I wish I had eaten my pizza faster. What would help a lot for dual missions? The precise node or yeah, faster time warp. I gotcha. We only have 100 days left. Even this, geez, there are mods that allow for the faster time warp, aren't there? I haven't installed any of them. Here we go. And all I'm going to do is put a node on there that has that amount of delta V, and then we'll play with it. Delete on close. Oh, I should have jumped to ship. That would have been useful. Right? Damn, why is space so big? Wouldn't it be wacky if everything just collapsed into one huge planet? I don't think it would do that. I think it would collapse into one huge singularity. And then perhaps explode. Alright, so let's go ahead and recreate that node like we were doing. And what did it say? Prograde. Where you at? 642. Normal, -54. And then we'll just drag this around until we get an intercept with Kerbal. That's how we're going to roll here. Oh, we could hit the moon, apparently. Oh, we're hitting the moon. That's why it's not showing us what's happening. Isn't that just our luck? Ike is going to be in our way. Wow, no matter what, we're going to have an encounter with it. And apparently it's not going to show me the rest of the stuff because of that Ike encounter. It won't go that far ahead. We may have to you have your nice. Of course Ike is directly in our way. Wouldn't you know? What is that going to get us? Not what we need. We need to let Ike get by, I think. Because look, it's right where we need to be ejecting ourselves. That's lame. And ejecting so that we don't hit it is not going to get us to Kerbal. So let's just go ahead and time warp so that Ike gets on around. I honestly feel like we should maybe bump our orbit up so we can time warp faster, because this is stupid slow. Below 100,000 meters, we can't time warp anymore. Let's do that. We'll come back to that node ridiculousness. So I'm going to bump it up to like $1.20. Maybe $1.10. So we don't hit Ike. What is Ike's orbit? Yeah, okay, we're fine. And here's the apoapse, and then we'll circularize it enough. And we're going to just totally do this fast and loose. Yeah, I agree. Let's see here. Where's my node at? And I'm just doing this so that I can time warp faster. Sweet. Wow. Apparently my phone is ringing. So, 24 minutes. Let's get up there and take care of that right quick. What is that, debris? It shouldn't be debris. Maybe that's just that other little lander we left flying by. We didn't leave any debris here. 6, 13, 12, 11, 10. And maybe by the time we execute this, Ike will be out of our way, right? 2, 1. Alright, let's see what we can do. Three seconds. We'll burn it 4. And stop. Excellent. Now we can actually freaking time warp and we can play with this orbit. So, add maneuver, prograde 642, normal -54, -53, whatever. Close enough. Let's play with it and see if we can't get an encounter. We want to eject retrograde. That's pretty darn retrograde right there. And look at that. There's the encounter. In fact, that is something that we can deal with. There's the encounter. Kerbal encounter. And there's no Ike encounter involved with this, is there? Nope. So that's what we need to do. We need to burn for 2 minutes and 10 seconds. That's a pretty good thrust to weight, but that's relative to Duna, isn't it? Where's the vessel thing? Vessel thing. Thrust to weight. No, that's okay. That's fine. So now we're good to go. We've already got the Kerbal encounter. And all we have to do is burn the burn. You know what I'm kind of learning? Doing interplanetary stuff on stream is a little boring. Just because it takes so long to do. It's like you just can't do exciting things. All the planning and stuff is not the same as doing all the stuff like we do around the Kerbal system. So let's see here. 34 minutes we need to do this burn. So let's go ahead and fast forward up to it. And now we can time warp faster too. Looks like that was at least one orbit. But that thrust to weight is good because we still have tons of delta V and we just don't have to carry the fuel with us. That makes the nukes a lot easier to burn with. I would never want to execute this burn with a full ship. Oops, I way overshot it. Whatever, we'll burn anyways. It's close enough. Which way is dorsal? There we go. Yeah, I overshot that by a long shot, but that's okay. We'll still get home. Anyways, as soon as we get back to the planet, I'm going to put this thing in a parking orbit and we're going to call it an evening. So I definitely appreciate everybody hanging out. I'm actually quite a few hours past what I planned for this. So now I've learned some stuff. When I do the interplanetary class in the future, I don't think that I'm going to do a lander. We'll just do a ship that transfers, takes off, does the transfer, does the capture at the other body. Dealing with the lander and all the time that we spent on designing the lander, I think doesn't really have anything to do with interplanetary transfers. So that's a lesson learned. Same thing, the time that it took us to go over to Ike and then land on Ike and then come over here, that was a lot of extraneous time that had absolutely nothing to do with interplanetary transfers again. So next time, now I know, I'm not going to do that. I think I will try to put the interplanetary ship design and the interplanetary transfers in the same episode. Because I think that's important. It was the lander that took us a significant amount of time because we're like balancing the RCS and doing all this stuff. I mean, basically we were designing a full Duna mission, not just focusing on the interplanetary transfer part. So that's a lesson learned. I mean, like I said, this is the first time I did this and I totally did it live. I never did the simulation. I never did it in the same sort of method, I guess, before this. So I'm definitely learning some lessons, and the next time I do the interplanetary method, hopefully I can keep it down to within 2 hours and cut out all of that extra time about balancing RCS and designing a lander and balancing your ship. I mean, I spent a significant amount of time talking about those topics, and that's not really, it wasn't really what I anticipated talking about. So, look at this, now we have a freaking Ike encounter. That's a problem. Okay, now we don't have an Ike encounter. We missed it now. Let's see if we have a Kerbal encounter. Close enough. We'll clean it up when we get interplanetary. But let's just go ahead and fast forward out of there. Ike is moving out of our way. Totally sending text messages. Not sure if that's rude either, but I've already been... you didn't have anything else to do. No, like I said, this was totally a learning experience for me as well. I flubbed up the one thing on the description. I'm not ashamed to say that. And I spent a lot of time on things that didn't have anything to do with interplanetary stuff. So this has definitely been a learning experience for me. And next time, whenever I actually put this together, we'll focus on the interplanetary part of it, not on landing, not on balancing your ship with RCS, you know, yada, yada, yada. I think the scope of what I was trying to cover was a lot more than I really anticipated. So that's a lesson learned. I mean, I'm not really too worried about it. But again, I do hope that let's go faster. Totally time warping past that SOI change. Now let's set something with a... There we go. We'll just do our whole correction here at the descending node. So let's focus on Kerbal. There we go. And see how our... Oh, we don't have an encounter yet, so that's not going to help us particularly. That's interesting. It thinks that we're totally missing things. It looks like I could put it together pretty quickly. If you want to post a link to it, that's cool. Yeah, no worries. Maybe we could play around with that sometimes. So let's see here. What do I need to do to fix this? Here, this is an inefficient burn. This is an inefficient burn. Although I feel like this is what we need to do. Warping past that stupid sphere of influence change. Nope. Do we need to cut to the inside a little bit? Oh wow, I totally flubbed this, it looks like. Let's go ahead and take this off. All this radial, and let's see if we can fix this. Nope, that removes the encounter. We totally flubbed the burn. Click it on that link there. And I'll go ahead and download it. Nice, thanks for sending that over, Soul. My node is past the encounter. What do you mean? Ah! Hey, thanks! Good catch, guys. Actually, it's good to know that people are paying attention. I put it behind my craft instead of in front of the craft, because I was trying to put it on the node, the ascending node, and I can't do that. Good catch. There we go, much better. Yeah, the ascending node is past the encounter, and the descending node is past the encounter. So we're just going to have to do it this way. Good catch. People are actually paying attention. I appreciate it. Oops, there we go. That was really darn close. Let's see how we're coming in and see if we can't fix it by looking at it.